You're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saturday Morning Live. This is the theme song. I forget the theme song, but this is it now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, first I just want to quickly say hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. Everyone who's joined us every week. Thank you to new people who are joining us. Just real quick, hello to Alexis, Captain Akron, Benson, Pretty Girl, and Noel. Who are just a few people who are in the chat right now. Say hello if you are in the chat. We want to know you're here, and we want you guys to be able to talk amongst yourselves. And thank you to all of you who have subscribed to our channel. It really helps.
Yeah. Rochelle says it's her first live stream, so.
Oh, hey, let us know what brought you here. We're definitely interested in what brought you here. We just tried out a new commercial this week, so I'm interested in seeing if that brought anyone here. But let's move on to what this show is going to be about. Mm-hmm. Because this week we're going to be talking about our favorite sentimental Disney souvenirs. We also have a big announcement coming, guys, kind of towards the middle of the show, and then as always we'll go into our Q&A at the end. But Josh, can you tell me what does sentimental mean? What is a Disney sentimental souvenir? What does that mean to you?
I think to me, I mean, I don't know like the exact definition. I can't Webster's dictionary it off my head.
I'll listen to you.
But to me, like, it's something that like evokes emotion when I think of it.
Okay.
Like when I pick up this item, it makes me feel a memory, right? And so we're saying Disney souvenirs. That could mean not just like the Disney parks. That could mean like Christmas. If you got something great for Christmas or the whatever.
So a souvenir doesn't necessarily have to be from a trip, is what you're saying.
I mean, mine isn't from the parks. Like one of mine isn't from the parks.
But how about from a trip?
It could be from a trip, yeah.
Okay.
It could be not from a trip.
You're trying to be vague because of the thing you picked. So we'll get into. I'm interested in hearing what you think in the chat. Like, what do you think is a Disney sentimental souvenir, and does it have to be from some place?
Right.
What does it have to be representative of? I also have another question. Does it have to cost money?
It does not have to cost money. I think like it can cost money. Sure, it can be something you purchase in a store, but it can also just be something that's not from us. Like one of the things when we first started dating, you saved all of like the letters that I wrote you. You should have told me you couldn't mention those. I
would have them. I know where they are. I
would have brought them out. Those are a sentimental souvenir, right?
Okay. So what if something it does cost money? Does the money that it costs have value to the sentimentality as well?
I don't think so. I think money in the long run kind of goes away, right? Like after like a year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever, like whatever you purchase that thing for, like you won't even remember.
Yeah.
But the thing that will stick out to you is the memory of like why you purchased that thing, the things that happened around that thing, etc.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like we actually, just real quick in the chat, it looks like we have a lot of people coming over from the Fangirl. So I just want to real quick say thank you guys to the Fangirl for getting us, because I think like we're friends with her. I'm not necessarily on a personal level, but I know like you guys have talked to her, especially Dale and Shannon, and we've done a lot with her, and I think we kind of got the same vibe going on our channel, right?
Yeah, similar vibes.
So I'd like to hear kind of like what you have to say. What is
me?
Yeah, let me tell you. Me? Tell me, Josh, what a good example of a sentimental Disney souvenir is by showing me one of your favorite.
We both have two, right?
Yeah, we both brought two as examples today, and we'd like to hear. We're gonna want to hear what you guys have brought or have to say later in the Q&A.
Yeah. So for me, this autograph book is actually really old. And it's funny that like Dale is part of Network 1901 because Dale is like the very first.
Dale, you're famous.
The very first autograph I ever got when I was a kid. So this autograph book has been with me ever since I was a tiny little kid. and it stayed with me. And there are still pages. I haven't done a very good job because there's still a lot of like blank pages here. I need to get more autographs.
Well, and like this show is just me and you as the host, right? So like this is just like what is sentimental to us.
Yeah.
Network 1901 is also Dale and Shannon, so I'd like to hear maybe something. I'd like to give them kind of like an assignment, and maybe this week when they record the DCC, it would be nice to maybe hear an example of like just from one from each of them on this week. So Dale, I'm giving you an assignment. You and Shannon this week have to talk about on the DCC.
Actually, I'm on the DCC this week.
Oh, hey Josh.
Hey.
Make sure Dale talks about a sentimental Disney souvenir.
Oh, I will.
Okay, so I'm gonna go next because I have things too.
Go
so
for
I
it.
kind of I like led this question to like kind of get you to say it doesn't have to cost money because I'm gonna call this a grouping of souvenirs are my free examples. So like I guess like this like the autograph book is a good example because like you buy it but then you fill it with free stuff, right? Free autographs. So I had to buy a park ticket, but what I got for free is these 2 park maps, and I have all these buttons.
All the buttons.
But this is a very particular set of maps and buttons because this is the first time I ever went to Disneyland.
With me.
With you. And the cool thing about this trip, so like I think a lot of people I know, including our roommate Lindsay, collect park maps every time they go. If it's a different park map, they'll make sure they bring one home in like a mint condition. And I know people who, like Lindsay, especially like our roommate, I know people that have stacks, and it's like just the one map from when they went, and then they just do it every time, and eventually they get this big stack. As for the pins, I think the pins are a cool idea, even though anybody can get them. You just go up to pretty much any cast member in the park, and you can say, hey, like, this is my first visit. Can I have a pin? And they'll give you a pin. And they have pins, celebration pins for a lot of things. So this trip was actually a very special trip that I wanted to remember because, yes, it's my first visit, but it was also my birthday.
It's true. It was your birthday.
And
your birthday came right after Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, so Josh likes to remember that my birthday is May the 4th, Cinco de Mayo, then my birthday.
Yeah.
It was also our anniversary. All these things just lined up for me.
That wasn't our anniversary.
It was our anniversary. It was our...
For dating.
For dating.
For dating,
yes.
yeah.
Not wedding. We hadn't been married yet when we took our first trip. Because our first trip was when we got engaged, and I kind of wrote that in because they don't have a just engaged pin. Mm-hmm. They might in Disneyland, but this was... I mean, they might in Disney World, but this was when we went to Disneyland. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, I shouldn't even pull this pin out, but we also went and did this little breakfast buffet on our first visit.
I love that breakfast buffet.
I'd like to actually hear in the comments and in the live chat right now, do you guys collect pins? The free pins? Or buttons? Yeah. I guess buttons.
A lot of people are saying they collect the maps. A lot of people are saying that they've collected pins and autographs.
Yeah. Oh, and good point. Dale actually said Josh and I made a video about collecting Disney maps. So what we should actually do is maybe link that video here in the show notes and post. So if you guys want to go check that video out, because that's I think a lot of people do that. It's kind of like something we don't necessarily like talk about, but we all know that we all do it. So Josh, could you actually show me another one of your souvenirs?
This one's my most recent sentimental souvenir, and it's something that I wanted because I saw Corey from the No Midnight podcast had it, and for Thanksgiving, because you and I don't really have any family in California when we moved here, we opted to hang out and kind of have a Friendsgiving with our friend Corey, who also doesn't really have any friends. So while we were with him, we decided to make a trip to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And in San Francisco, we went to the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Uh-huh.
And this sits behind us, like, usually on the wall the whole
Yeah.
time.
Like right here.
Yeah. So sorry for my long intro to this.
Well, and it was like so weird because you basically just said that Chris has no friends.
Well, no. Corey has friends, but he has no family.
You
in
said
Sacramento.
Yeah, okay. Just
Does he? I mean,
I'm just trolling on you.
We might be his only friends. Let's be honest. But yeah, I got this Mickey Mouse there, and yeah, now we have friends. We all have friends, okay? But yeah, I got this, and I love this.
And a cool thing Alexis also mentioned is kind of going back to the pins, because I've been calling these pins, but they're actually kind of buttons. That's what people say. So they actually do have the collectible pins in Disneyland and in Disney World, and Alexis has some. And I wish I would have thought of that, which I don't know how I didn't, because I have a denim jacket. And I just have, like, all my favorite... Like, I don't collect pins, but every once in a while I find a pin I really like, and I add it to my jacket. So I think a lot of you have seen me wear it, because a lot of people say the Tomorrowland pin. I have the Tomorrowland pin from the movie.
Yeah, I remember getting that for you. Sentimentality.
Yeah, so that would have been a great example. But instead what I did was the wrong thing, and I brought the wrong souvenir to the game.
Way to go.
Because I brought this, and it has nothing to do with Disney.
No.
But
you got it at Disney.
I thought this would be a good example. Mm-hmm. Yes, because I got it at Disney. So I don't think, like, a Disney souvenir necessarily has to be Disney, right? Like, what if I can tell you, like, the first time I ever went to Disney World, I was 8 years old, and we stayed at Fort Wilderness, and Fort Wilderness has pine cones. So we actually collected some pine cones, and, like, I don't know if I still have them, but, like, it doesn't have anything to do with Disney.
Sure.
It's free, just like the pins or the buttons.
Yeah. Just grab some earth.
Yeah, I think you can kind of tell, like, I love this, like, skull and, like kind of pastel vibe. And, like, this is something I actually have always wanted. They've had these at Disney for a long time.
Yeah. Disney World.
Yeah. And, like, I've wanted one of these for a long time. So last time we went, I said, you know what? I'm just going to get one this time. And I got this one. And it was, like, in a little art shop in Disney Springs.
Yeah. I don't think it had any Disney stuff in it, even.
Right? Well, it was like Wonderground Gallery, so they did have some stuff, but it was like artists. It was like Disney inspired, you know. I'm just gonna see this, but I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think makes something sentimental? Like, what, like it's kind of an obvious question, right? But like, get really down and deep into like ask yourself what makes something sentimental,
right?
But I think, like, you know, we've talked enough about our own Disney sentimental souvenirs, right? Unless there's anything else you want to say on that topic.
No.
Okay, then I think it's time to move on to our big announcement. But first, I want to say that basically, if you want to follow us anywhere, if you want to chat about this show after the show, obviously you can chat in the comments below. Subscribing to the channel really helps with that too. But if you want to talk to us outside of YouTube, you can actually find us pretty much all across the board on social media. Josh is like Modern Mouse Josh. I am Modern Mouse Ange. You can also find us like anything Network 1901 based, and you can find us anywhere Modern Mouse Boutique based, which brings us to our big announcement. Super big announcement.
Whoa.
Josh.
Yeah, what's up?
I think that you would probably be very excited to tell everybody what the super big announcement is.
Okay, so it comes in 3 parts, right? And I think that's why we didn't get to write it down. So there's a lot going into this. Like, do you want to build up to or build down? Do you want to like just like throw something big out there? What do you want to do?
You make the decision. I'm asking you, Josh. It's
okay.
all up to you.
Okay.
You better do it right. You better reveal it correctly, because this is your one shot. Do not miss your chance to...
Spaghetti. Mom spaghetti. Don't mom spaghetti it. Okay, so we've been doing Modern Mouse Boutique for a few years, and then we opted to do a pop-up shop last year. And it went really well. And so this weekend we are actually, like, we're not at WonderCon, but our stuff is at WonderCon.
Yeah, we're here, right here. And
we're here in the studio. But the exciting thing is, like, our stuff is at a convention. People are buying it. And so...
Yeah, it is cool, isn't it?
It is really cool. And so we decided to do it again. But this time we're doing it at Disneyland for Dapper Day. Dapper Day is April 21st and 22nd. The Dapper Day Expo is at the Disneyland Hotel. We will be a part of it. However, there's some more that goes with this.
Yeah.
And it is that we are deciding with Dapper Day, we're completely rebranding and restructuring what Modern Mouse Boutique is.
Yeah, so this is why it's kind of like a complicated three-parter, because this is like, Dapper Day is kind of like a one-time event, right? Well, it's 2 times a year, and we're planning on doing it 2 times a year. But
it'll be one big weekend.
But we're using this Dapper Day weekend as like a set date to make a big change to Modern Mouse Boutique.
Right.
So it's kind of like 2 announcements in one, right?
Yes.
Also with this whole weekend of Dapper Day, we are actually revamping the website completely, and we're still gonna have our Etsy shop, but we're actually gonna have a shop separately from Etsy as well.
Yes.
It's gonna have like all of our stuff, all of our mouse ears and stuff, but it's gonna have our new sort of line of things, and we can have more details coming out. We don't have to like kind of flood you guys with the details right now.
Sure.
So we'll have like details slowly coming out. But the website, the stuff on the website and the stuff on Etsy, it's going to be the same type of stuff, but it's going to be different. So the Etsy shop is going to be a little more like that kind of crafty, like specialty custom, you're like almost ordering a commissioned piece from an artist, right? That's kind of what Etsy's always been all about. And now our separate website, which will actually bring you when you type in modernmouseboutique.com, not yet, but at some point that will actually be a separate thing where we release our new lines.
And there'll be limited edition lines.
Yes.
Just like any like regular fashion lines. So
yes.
This will be our spring-summer lineup.
Yeah.
That will go obviously through summer, and then we'll launch our fall Halloween lineup.
Right. Which we're already working on because we're so excited about it.
We're so excited.
But again, we're still going to have the Etsy shop. So like the stuff you see on Etsy will be there. Right. But stuff like this will be part of our line.
I messed it up. I should have put it on the collar first. I got too excited.
Yeah, you were like trying to like do a slow, like cool, suave reveal. Like you were like some like James Dean like character that was like, I'm gonna put on my bow tie.
Totally ruined it. So we'll have for spring, summer, we're going to have. Did I screw it all up? We're going to have this kind of like retro 50s, 60s vibe. And that includes mouse ears, like we've always had.
Yeah, but they're going to be different.
Like this.
Yeah, and actually, like, we're pairing all our fabrics. So we are doing, like, a full collection. Mm-hmm. So all of our fabrics are kind of going to go across the board. So we are going to have ears that will match this bow tie. So if you, if you want to pick up a pair of ears, mainly women pick up our ears. So just say like a woman picking up the ears, and then either her boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever,
lovers
would
star-crossed
their partner, I guess, like if they're trying to like pair each other, like match each other, instead of matching their clothing, they can match their accessories, which obviously we didn't pick matching ones.
We opted not to
but
match.
We do, like, we are making bow ties that will match these ears, and we are making ears that will match this bow tie. So
we don't have any fascinators. I don't have anything like pictured or anything, but we are going to do fascinators as well, as well as
jewelry
ears and bow ties and jewelry, and that'll be our initial launch.
Yes.
They're asking, will you be taking character requests for ears? For this line, we are not doing characters.
Right. That will be more of our... We're going to keep that on our Etsy shop. So every once in a while, like, a line might be inspired by characters. So, like, we might do, like, a villain-inspired line. But it's not going to be, like, this pair is, like, of Ursula. It's going to be, like, like we're inspired, like it would be like ears that Ursula would wear, not ears of her.
Right. And our plan is to do the spring, summer lineup for Dapper Day. We'll be back hopefully for the fall Dapper Day in November, which we'll launch our winter Christmas holidays line. So we'll have 3 launches throughout the year. We'll have spring, summer, sometime probably in August we'll do our fall Halloween, and then we'll do holidays winter in November at the fall Dapper Day. So we will be kind of a fixture at Disneyland. Yeah. Doing mouse ears, bow ties, and like other accessories that you can dress up fancy with.
Yeah, so the cool thing is like you can buy our stuff on Etsy. Now you're going to be able to buy it on our own shop.
Right.
Plus you're going to be able to buy it in person at least like every other month if you're in the Anaheim area, because we're doing Dapper Day, we're doing other expos that are coming our way,
like WonderCon.
Yeah, we're doing there's a downtown Anaheim art crawl that they do. Part of the art crawl, they do every 3 months, so 4 times a year. We're gonna be doing a lot of that stuff. So if you're in the Anaheim area, whether you're visiting or you live here and like you're interested in buying something from us, but you may not want to like buy something online, you want to see it in person before you make your purchase, find out, like follow us on Modern Mouse Boutique, because every time we do something in person, we'll post about it. But let's move on. I want to move on to our Q&A section, because we haven't really gone to the chat a lot, and I want to talk about like everybody else's sentimental souvenirs, because we kind of got off track here with our announcement. But first of all, I just want to say that if anybody's in the chat, you should I know there's a lot of people in the chat. Whoever is in the chat, stick around till the end of the show, because not only does Josh actually stick around in the chat when we stop live streaming, but we actually do take listener suggestions for the show. This week, Josh came up with the idea of doing souvenirs, but last week in the chat at the end of the show, we asked you what you thought we should do for the show, and Dano helped you narrow it down to being sentimental.
I believe so, yeah.
Souvenirs. So shout out to Dano. Thank you for the suggestion. Stick around till the end of the show if you want to make a suggestion for next week's show. But other than that, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Disney sentimental souvenirs?
Yeah.
And do you have any questions for us that maybe don't have anything to do with today's show topic?
True. Yeah. Or, I mean, you can talk about My Mouse Boutique if you want. Also, just to let you guys know, we have 3 podcasts coming out a week. And that includes the start Friday, yesterday, was the very first episode of what?
Of Gold blooming,
our entire
I feel like it's like it's a play on like blooming, like
gold he blooms out. It's our look at like kind of the life and career of Jeff Goldblum over the span of about 9 films.
And who are you doing that show with?
I'm doing with Jay Shearer from the Story Geeks podcast, and that's going to be on the Network 1901 podcast feed. So check that out. Go to network1901.com. You can find it there under podcasts.
Yeah, very good friends of ours. You probably, if you follow us, you probably follow them as well. And also, they are usually in the chat. I didn't notice if they were today, but they're usually in the chat. So if you are, say hi. But let us. Do you guys have anything to say? Dano says he has his autograph book from when he was 6. The JJ says some sentimental.
Keep is my gorilla.
Yeah.
My mom had never got me something so nice before. I'm assuming like a stuffed gorilla, not like a real gorilla. If you have a real gorilla, then we need to talk.
Benson says my favorite sentimental item is a birthday button I got on my first Disney World trip. Are there any other sentimental souvenir? I know like a lot of people said that when we were like kind of advertising for the show, that they had something in mind that they wanted to bring to the show to tell us about. But yeah, do you guys have any questions for us otherwise about Dapper Day, about ourselves, about Network 1901? If you want to talk about any of your Disney souvenirs, now is the time. But I think we're actually going to cut the show here. I do want to say, if you like what we're doing here on Network 1901, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also, next to the subscribe button, there's a little like bell icon, and if you actually click that as well as the subscribe button, it'll actually notify you when we post new videos. So like, you don't just want to like subscribe to know, you want to like actually, if you want to be like informed when a video goes up, this is going to let you know that it's happening. And we actually have 4 videos now at this point in time a week, because on Mondays we have the DCC. On Wednesdays and Fridays we have just kind of like a short form video, not necessarily a video essay, but like that type of style of video. And then on Saturdays, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, we do this show, the Saturday morning live show, and you get to join the conversation. So keep the conversation going in the comments after the video, because we will respond to your comments, but also stick around. If you're in the chat, stick around for the next like 5 to 10 minutes. Josh will be in the chat talking a little more personably with you guys. And again, like, thank you guys so much for coming. You guys have just like continued to help us grow. We've been continuing to get subscribers. We've been continuing to get active participants in the live show, and it's just like, we're so great. We talk about it every day, like how grateful we are for you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support. And but until next time, is there anything else that you want to say, Josh?
Keep on moving, people.
So hurry back.
Go check out Gold Blooming.
God, you're obsessed.
Saturday Morning Live.
This is the end song for the show.